Hi, it's Mel, and I'm going to show you how to use these two superstars, Doctopus and Goobric, to work magic in your classroom. So the first thing you need to do is you need to go to the Chrome Web Store, and you're going to be looking for Doctopus, and you're going to be installing this add-on for Google Sheets. You will need to give Doctopus permission to be able to access files in your Google Drive. And when you've done this, you'll do the same thing with Goobric, which is also accessible in the Chrome Web Store. This one's actually a web app extension, so you'll be adding it to Chrome. When you've got both of those functioning, you'll create a brand new Google Sheets spreadsheet, and I recommend that you name it straight away to ensure that you don't lose all of this great data that you're going to be able to store here in this spreadsheet. And then you'll be going to Google add-ons. So the add-ons, you're looking for Doctopus, should be installed there, and you will be launching Doctopus, your octopus for Google Documents, and you'll see it working down here. Now, sometimes it takes a little bit of time, especially if it's the first time that you have used it, and you're going to be seeing there's a window open up over from this right-hand side for me. Now, you will have a warning that says that the application wasn't created by Google, where you can view the terms of service here, but I've used it many times, so I click dismiss. And you want to use Doctopus primarily. I use Doctopus to ingest a Google Classroom assignment because I find it easier and more efficient, but you can also distribute resources from your drive to a roster of students if you would like to set that up. But I will be ingesting a Google Classroom assignment today. And now that it's done some talking to my Google Classrooms, I'm going to select my classroom. So I'm using my classroom for this year. And I'm going to be selecting the assignment. So I'm actually going to be selecting an assignment, Year 6 Writing to Inform. And the reason I'm choosing this particular task is that the document I'm going to be demonstrating with for you today is actually my own child's work, and I have his permission to be able to use it during our demonstration, and that ensures the privacy of my other students in a public forum. So at the moment, it is having a look at what documents are in this Google Classroom assignment. It says that 2 are turned in, but 18 are not yet turned in. So I typically don't get my students to turn in their files because most of the files are actually works in progress, and once they turn it in, it actually prohibits them from being able to edit their documents. So you can choose to just ingest the files that are turned in, but I ingest all of the documents, which can be sometimes multiple documents per child in that Google Classroom assignment. You will notice that there are times now that I will be pausing the video recording, and this will just ensure the privacy of all of my students. So I'll click Ingest Assignment. So now you'll see I actually have an extra tab down the bottom that says Ingested from Classroom Year 6 Writing to Inform. And my window over here is actually telling me that we've got another warning that this application was not created by Google. I'm going to press dismiss on that. And this is the stage that I'm actually going to be attaching Goobric to this Sheets document and allowing Goobric to perform its magic. Now, I have recently some example rubrics, but if you go across to my drive, it gives you an option to either select a spreadsheet that you already have set up in your Google Drive, that is your rubric, or it gives you 2 different templates, both a non-numeric and a numeric rubric template that is set up in the format that they require you to use, and you can use either of those as the starting point for creating your own rubric. So for today, I'm just going to create a copy of a numeric rubric that I will be using. Now it's got our criteria along the side. It's got, this one's got a little number allocated to each level. All of the comments here for feedback are actually in Latin. So we're just going to use this for our demo for today. So I'm going to click the spreadsheet from my drive, and I'm going to attach Goobric to this assignment. Now at this stage I can choose a number of different options. I can choose to make the rubric viewable to students. I can allow the students to self-assess but also peer assessment, and I can also send an email notification. Now because this is just demonstration, I actually don't want to enable any of those features, but I do want to attach the rubric. I love how it says performing magic over here. So at the moment it's attaching the rubric to all of those documents that have been ingested from Google Classroom. I'm just going to pause the video again for a moment to give you an opportunity to catch up. All right, so now we actually have all of the information populated in our spreadsheet, and you'll notice that there is a rubric scores tab that's been added to the bottom here now. I'll just point out a few other features. You can actually send email to students about their feedback, and you can actually add a co-teacher if you like. So at the moment we've got ingested from Year 6 Writing to Inform, but we've also got the rubric scores over here. I'm actually going to be going to the assess document part now to show you how the magic actually works. It will open up a brand new tab up the top like this, and this is my own child's writing that I'm using to demonstrate here. Now you can actually dictate audio feedback. You can write a comment over here. There is up the top, there is the criteria or the feedback that you are wanting to provide. Down the bottom is actually you are viewing the document. So even if the child is actually typing in the document at that particular time, you're actually able to see it exactly like it is in Google Docs. You can modify this window if you are wanting to make it bigger or smaller to be able to see. And you can choose whether you want only the scored categories added in a rubric at the bottom of the document, or whether you want it to go automatically to the next student once you press submit. You can also choose whether you wanted to automatically email the feedback to the students. So it's up to you how you want to be able to provide that feedback and what the purpose for that is. So with these tabs up the top, you can click to be able to give feedback in the boxes. So I'm just going to do this really quickly because it's just a demonstration. You can type a comment. So I'm just going to type test for ed tech here, and I'll just drag this up a little bit because I don't need all of that. And once you press submit, then what it's actually doing is a number of different things. So it is to our spreadsheet over here. It's actually putting those scores and feedback comments directly into our spreadsheet. Okay. It also, if you have a look, has put that feedback in a rubric down the bottom of the student's task there. So it's giving them that feedback as well as any comments and putting it there. And that is how you do magic with Doctopus and Goobric.